Hello. So in answer to the question of what kind of blocks can affect and inhibit the flow of Kundalini, I would propose to you mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So they're all connected, which is the wonderful thing about reality and understanding things on a wider perspective. So, for example, we can look at it on the chakra level, and we can look at it on other levels. So, for example, if your root is not connected, if your root is not flowing, then that immediately is going to affect, right? Because the Kundalini just can't go, it can't start, right? You need safety, right? You need security, and you need safety, you need surety, right? You need strong physicality, you need structure and form. So if those things are out of balance or off, that's going to affect the Kundalini. All right, got to have a good root. Your soil, right, and your roots have got to go down into the soil, and it's got to be stable for that plant, that shoot, to come up. It's the same thing. Crazy, right? Nature's showing us it all time, every day, all of our lives. So the same thing again with any of the other centers, the emotional, sensual, sexual, the power center, self-esteem center, the heart center, the communication, creativity center, the intuition center, the visionary center, and the spiritual center. If they're in balance, they're out of balance, if they're out of whack, that is going to form a potential block for the Kundalini, the flow of the Kundalini, right? Talking about the central channel. So now there could also be other aspects related to all of this. For example, family stuff, ancestral trauma, transgenerational pain, transference of that pain and patterns, soul karma, stuff from other lives, other existences, parallel lives. So that can be impeding the flow. Physically, for example, that's always going to be, in my opinion, and my humble opinion, always going to be a representation, a manifestation of an imbalance in the emotional, spiritual, mental realm. Thought limitations are going to affect the flow of energy, right? So if you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Anything is possible unless you believe it otherwise. So that requires fluidity, spaciousness with the mind, with thoughts, and seeing how much that affects your reality. Spiritually, yes, connection with source, wonderful thing, and that's obviously going to augment Kundalini flow massively. So is disconnection to source going to inhibit your Kundalini flow massively? Your connection with spirit, your connection with the elements, your connection with life itself, your connection with ancestors. Right? If these are flowing, then that will then assist and enhance the Kundalini. If there is pain, trauma, resistance, then that's also going to affect the Kundalini flow. Emotionally, all the same deal, right? If you have emotional trauma that's unprocessed, of course that's going to affect the flow of your Kundalini. So all your blocks really in life, all your resistance in life, from unhealed stuff, from unlooked at stuff, from not wanting to see or not being able to see, is again going to have that adverse effect on that flow of Kundalini. So there are some pointers. The other part of the question, I'm just trying to bring it back into my mind.